Sandra brought us today. Do you recognize this item? Sandra, tell us a little bit about this item.
This is one of many Girl Scout dolls. She is from 1949. It was also a brownie doll, issued at that time, and a couple of years later, a Mariner doll. It's a Georgine doll, and you rarely see one that still has the tag on it. So I'm a doll collector. I have other Girl Scout dolls, but this is probably my best purchase.
Let's take a look and see what Amanda has. Do you recognize this item?
A little bit about that. The hat was actually born probably from about 1919 to 1929. It's one of the earlier hats, and it is a girl's hat. You can see it's rather small, and it's usually worn rolled up on the edges. The book here is actually a storybook series about Juliet Love, and it was a series of books that was done by multiple authors and came out in the early 50s, and these books were about famous people during that time and earlier, colorful presidents, famous engineers, and one of the things that was really interesting about this series of books, especially for the 50s, is there was as many women represented in the series as there were men. So it was really interesting, all of the books that came out. Every junior Girl Scout's favorite item. You never went anywhere without your coffee bag. And the camera I actually got only a few years ago, and I really don't know a whole lot of information about it. I really haven't taken the time yet to do a whole lot of research. But Girl Scouts over the years has put out a lot of different cameras. And of course, this is just an old box camera that the film would just go through. You'd open that shutter, close it, and it took quite a while to get your black and white prints developed. So that's what I brought today. And there's lots of other interesting items for you to look at here today.
Thank you, Amanda. Why do we have these keepsakes? Because they remind us of a special time in our life, our Girl Scout years. Let's take a look at what Laura brought us. Do you recognize this item? Laura, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, I found this book. I think somebody may have gotten it at a thrift store, but it's the property of somebody. They've got all their information in there, and it's from 1946, so I thought that was pretty cool, and I thought the archives would like to see it.
Thank you, Laura. Let's see what Cynthia brought us today. Do you recognize these items? Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
Well, this was given to me. Somebody donated to the Salvation Army in Winchester, Virginia. I saw it, Cookie Girl, and I thought, oh, I just got to see what it's all about. I didn't really know if it was involving Girl Scouts. It doesn't say Girl Scouts actually, but it says cookies. So we're kind of, we know Girl Scouts sell cookies. So they're going to try to see if the Archives Committee is going to see if they can identify. They believe it's from the 1970s. I also have this pin that I also acquired at a sale, a yard sale, and I can't locate it in any of the books. So I just wanted to find out how old it was, what era, if it was from the 50s, 60s. This is a bookmark. They were able to help me with this, a brownie bookmarker, and it's from the early 1950s, and they told me it was in very good shape. And this is a hat pin, and I've had it for a number of years, and I just wanted to know how old it was, if it was from the 30s, 40s. They said they believe it's from the late 1950s, possibly early 1960s. So I grew up as a Girl Scout, and I love scouting, and whenever I go to yard sales or wherever and I see old uniforms, I like to buy things and then bring them back and share them with the girls. Or other adults, they always like to look to see what's going on and what we have. Okay?
Thank you, Cynthia.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting you, everybody.
Hi, I'm here with Gina from Archives. She's going to tell us a little bit about her items. Do you recognize this? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, I found her. No one really knew who she was, and I thought she was adorable, and I suspected she was a Girl Scout, so I picked her up, and sure enough, it's a button from the 1924 Buy a Brick campaign when they were building the new national office in New York, and girls would wear them and leaders would wear them. We don't know a whole lot about how many were made. I'm still trying to research that, but she's in excellent condition. It still has the backing of the manufacturer, And so she's actually the reason I got involved in archives. Because people down in Georgia told me I should get involved with the DC archives. I was very interested in collecting. So.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm kind of the bling girl for archives. I collect insignia and jewelry, and I've kind of gotten to know all the items through the years. And I came across this pendant. It's from 1939, and girls and leaders could purchase it. And it has a secret compartment inside. The screw actually comes off on top, and girls could put a secret message inside in between the pictures, or they could change out the pictures. And you could either wear it as a pin or on a chain. And the fact is, this is remarkable. It has both pictures, original ones that it came in the catalog, and it originally sold for 50 cents in 1939.
Wow.
So, yeah, all kinds of wonderful things that people can start a collection of their own on Girl Scout items. Just pins and jewelry. There's so many things to do.
Thank you, Gina. Let's take a look at what Kathy brought us. Do you recognize this item? Can you tell us a little bit more about it, Kathy?
I sure can. This was a mystery. My mother, Helen Subert, was on the archives committee before I was, and people would bring her things if they wanted to, if they thought it was something important. And obviously a friend of hers gave her this loving cup, which says on the front, Independence Day Committee, July 4, 1951, Parade Award, and on the back it says Camp Conestoga. Well, I grew up in Prince George's County, and there was a camp called Camp Conestoga there at the time. It's closed now. But I had no idea what this was about. No one knew what it was. So before I donated it to the History the Archives Committee, I decided to do a little more investigation. Well, fortunately, in going through the paper, my mom died, that's what I found. In going through her papers, I found a little note. And may I read it?
Yes.
Okay. It says, it's dated July 21st, but I don't know what year. Dearest Helen, that was my mother. Yes, I remember the cup engraved Independence Day Committee, July 4, 1951. While we had summer day camp, Riverdale always had fire department parade, and we decided to enter it. Day camp did. We used an old wagon and made it look like a Conestoga wagon. Brownies all dressed up. We made costumes. We won for having the most people in a group to enter the parade. We all painted our faces, had balloons, made silly hats, and etc. The senior girls helped decorate the wagon and kids. We started on the road outside camp and walked about 2 miles. Kids had fun, and we were behind the horses, and of course they made piles, and the kids really giggled. Our pictures were in the paper. Of course, we didn't identify because everyone was dressed up. Mary Walker, she was a previous council of the Southern Maryland, president of the Southern Maryland Council. Mary Walker and I had brownies. Connie Belchak and Amy took pictures. Old woman I from Beltsville was in charge of camp. There should be a write-up in my old scrapbooks. I said, hope this will help love Ruth Thomas.
Oh.
And that's the story behind this.
Thank you. We have a special presentation coming up from Diane Tipton, the president of the Girl Scout Council of the nation's capital.
And Girl Scouting has been a big part of my life. And my father and my mother were both active in Scouting. My father was very active in Boy Scouting, and one of his co-leaders and someone who spent a lot of time on the Chattahoochee Valley Council board of Boy Scouts with him lived 2 doors down from us, Mr. Edelson. I recently was in my hometown and I ran into him and I visited with him at his house with his wife for about an hour. He has rooms and rooms of Boy Scout memorabilia, and in his collections, he's collected a lot of Girl Scout memorabilia, including this incredible copy that is stamped by the U.S. Patent Office in Washington, D.C. of the original trefoil patent signed by Julia Lowe. And there are a lot of archived badges and pins, and he has arranged them and organized them all. And when I sat down to talk to him, he said to me, let me give this to you because it means a lot to you and I know how much Scouting means to you. So I want to present this to the Archive Committee with his blessings, with Mr. Milton Edelson's blessings, because he knew that the Archive Committee at Girl Scout Council of the nation's capital would take very good care of it.
Thank you. This is a wonderful treasure to add to our collection, and we'll make sure that as many members as possible can see it and share it.
Thank you very much, Anne. Thanks. And thank you, Mr. Edelson.
I'm Ann Robinson, Chair of the Nation's Capital Archives and History Committee. Thank you all for coming to our very first Girl Scout Memorabilia Roadshow. It's always great to share your experiences and hear your stories, because if we don't know what happened with the woman who was wearing the sash or wearing the vest, then it's just clothes. So we hope you'll get out, look through your closet, and bring some more interesting things for next year. Thank you.
I would like to thank the Girl Scout Council of the Nation's Capital Archive and the History Committee for coordinating the roadshow. Thanks for watching.